But people don't know, Brother Muhammad, is that, and I'm telling you guys honestly, okay, I'm sad to actually admit this. I got more pushback from Muslims from making these videos than support. I had literally thousands of people unsubscribed from my channel when I made that video against Andrew Tate, which should be shocking for Muslims, because Muslims should be saying, well, Jake, why would they? How could they disagree with you? It's clear-cut kufr to say that you're going to worship Jesus Christ for doing that. Now, I didn't care, and I wasn't even thinking about it at the time. I just said, wow, this guy said and did a horrendous thing. Now, it wasn't even something behind the scenes that I found out about. It's in video. It's in 4K. It is getting hundreds of thousands of views. It's still up there months later, and nobody is saying anything about it, right? And then they say, oh, but Jake, you should reprimand the brother, privately. Well, guess what? I know people who already did reprimand him privately, okay? And he still did not remove the video. He still is doing and saying these things. So now it needs to be refuted publicly, not for Andrew Tate necessarily, may Allah guide him, but for his audience. He has many non-Muslims in his audience who don't know anything about Islam. They may say, oh, well, Andrew Tate is a Muslim or claiming to be Muslim, and he's saying that we could worship Jesus, so no problem. We could do that, right? Or some young, impressionable Muslim minds who don't know anything about it, who say, oh, yeah, Andrew Tate is a cool guy. He's rich. He's popular. He's famous. He's, this, he's that. And he's doing this. So maybe I can go to a church worship service in the West with one of my non-Muslims friends on Easter Sunday, and I can participate. Andrew Tate did it, so there's no problem. So we are trying to clear up these matters to the public, okay? And that's why I made such a video, and I got a lot of pushback from it, a lot of criticism, and I'm not going to mention names. I even had popular du'at who have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers on YouTube. And they phoned me up after that. And they said, Brother Jake, of course we agree with you that what Andrew did was wrong. This is kufr. This is an act and statement of kufr that he conducted. But you shouldn't have made this video. I said, okay. I said, hold on a second. I shouldn't have made this video. So what do you suggest I should have done? This is wrong. He said, oh, but you should instead you should correct him privately, because Andrew Tate, these are his words, not mine. He said he has too big of an ego that if you correct him publicly, he will never listen. I said, okay, let's go with your theory for a second. I said, you saw the video, brother. Are you friendly with Andrew Tate? This brother responded, yeah, I'm friendly with him. I have his phone number. Meanwhile, I don't. I've never spoken to him directly or anything like that. Yeah, I have his number. Yeah, we talk and so on. I said, let me ask you a question. Why didn't you correct him privately? I asked him that. I said, you want me to correct him privately when I have no communication with him. Why didn't you correct him privately? Do you know what he said? He said, well, because I have a good relationship with him and I don't want to spoil my relationship with him. And if I tried to correct him privately about this, even in a nice way, he wouldn't listen to me. It wouldn't change anything, and it would ruin our relationship. I said, hold on a second. So let me get this straight. You want me to correct Andrew Tate privately when you won't, and you have a relationship with him, and I don't even know who he is. Why? Because you say that he wouldn't listen to you anyway, even if you did. So why the heck would he listen to me? I mean, does this seem like it makes any sense, brother? So I said, look, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. But then I said, okay, maybe you're not the right person for it. So I asked him this, but I said, you know Andrew Tate. I said, how about this? Do you know anyone close to Andrew Tate, maybe closer than you, who he has more respect for, who, maybe he has their ear, or I'm sorry, Andrew Tate is willing to listen to them? Do you know anyone, a single person, that if they told him this, that this is haram, that this is shirk, and this is kufr, and this is extremely dangerous, and Andrew, you must publicly repent from this and retract what you said and what you did and delete the video? Do you know if anybody did this, and don't do it in a Jake Brancatella Muslim metaphysician fashion, do it in the nicest way you possibly can? is there anyone you know that could do this that Andrew Tate would listen to? You know what he said? He said, no, brother, there's not a single person I could think of. I said, okay, then therefore, that's even further justification that I should make this video, because you are his friend, you won't do it, and you don't know of a single person that he would listen to. Yet you're trying to reprimand me for making a public video about this, when in principle, right, the principle of the matter when it comes to warning against what somebody did or refutations, if it's done in public, it can be refuted in public. This is known, right? So I'm not doing something that's out of the ordinary. But in certain examples, okay, if you want to make an exception, if you know the person, but I didn't. And now you, who does know Andrew Tate, are admitting that he will listen to nobody in private. So, I mean, you know, and I don't know, may Allah guide Andrew Tate, but and the brother who said this to me, and the other brothers who are, I think, honestly, a bit scared to speak up publicly about these matters. And then you mentioned Shemsi, who I've never spoken to directly. He came out and he made a video criticizing Andrew Tate as well. So I made a video further to credit Shemsi for doing that. Now, this doesn't mean that I have to agree with, again, everything that Shemsi has ever said and done. No, we may have our differences. However, I credited him for this because he was man enough to stand up and publicly do something that many people were not willing to do. Okay. And then he also got criticism from some people who he was supposed to be friendly with. So this is one big mess, brother, one big mess. And obviously, honestly, it's a big problem in the Dawah scene. So people ask, Jake, why are you doing more refutations lately? Because I think that it needs to be done because other people aren't doing it. Now, maybe I'm not the right person. Maybe I'm always not doing it in the correct manner. I'm fine with, receiving advice as far as that goes. But the honest reality is, I mean, my God, this is such a popular and influential figure who is literally saying and doing worship to Jesus Christ, and who he calls his Lord, in a video where hundreds of thousands of people are watching, and I should be not saying anything about it. Then what am I supposed to be doing? So that's another person. Yeah.